Happy Mindful Monday, everybody. I'm back to talk a little bit more about mindfulness and how we can incorporate into our very busy days. The first episode, we talked about a safari walk or a nature walk, something that you can do on your own and something that you can do with your kids as well. The way we use the nature walk, at first we would ground ourselves and we would kind of open up our five senses and connect with earth and feel the grass and feel the breeze. I would like to talk about using wild animals to help us become more mindful and calm and present in the moment. Consider all these birds that we have all over the place this spring, or consider maybe the little squirrels, chipmunks, even insects. If you quiet yourself and take some time to observe these animals and have a very open and curious mind, and also be filled with kindness. That's another really good concept to remember. Consider kindness when you are working on mindfulness and nature. Just in general, kindness is a really good thing. And gratitude always, don't forget the gratitude. But anyway, using these wild animals that are around your house, I'm right here in town and I have seen so many robins this spring. It's been wild. Robins and cardinals and mourning doves and chipmunks and chickadees and finches. The mourning doves have been really special to me this spring, but I'll talk more about that in a minute. To connect with these guys, to take that moment, think about them, think about what their life might be like, think about what they might be experiencing. What does it feel like to crawl around on the ground like that? I think that you'll be really impressed with what happens. There's a special kind of silence and stillness that you might experience. And really, truly, you are sharing time and space with that little creature. And in our typical days, we're just really busy and we're usually moving and shaking and we're not thinking about what all is really going on around us, beneath us, in that little anthill. There's a lot of action. So it's kind of fun to leave your busyness and maybe join their busyness for a minute. And it's pretty cool. So that's how I think we can use some wild critters that we have close to our home. If we don't have time to go out in the mountains and hike, we can bring some nature and mindful experience right to us, right out our back door. So what happened to me was right out my window at first, right in the very beginning of spring, right when it was starting to get warmer, we noticed two mourning doves. And the way I noticed them was they were cooing. They had that coo and they were making a lot of noise right outside of my window. And there was space for them to walk back and forth. So there was two of them walking back and forth, and I have some video and I'll play it now for you. Well, about a week or two later, I was out weed eating, and I noticed a ruckus off to the right-hand side when I was using the weed eater, and I realized it was a baby bird all flapping around and kind of getting crazy. So I stopped the weed eater and I went and looked at him, and he wasn't injured, he was perfectly fine, but he had a habit of flopping on his back and he was just having a hard time flipping over. And I also thought he was a little bit stunned. So we did the unrecommended thing, but I felt that the guy looked like he was big enough that he was going to make it on his own, and he was just about able to fly. I was raised, don't touch baby animals, let nature take care of itself, but this guy looked really close to being able to take care of himself very soon, and he just needed a moment to recuperate. So we did. We put him in a box just for a couple hours, and the more I read about baby bird, and especially the mourning doves, I realized that this is just part of their stage of life, that they need to flop around. It helps their wings get stronger and their chest muscles get stronger. And I also learned that the mommy bird is always close by and it comes to take care of the baby when the time is right during the day. So I thought, oh gosh, we need to let nature take care of this situation. It wasn't for us to step in, and we did just momentarily. So we put the baby back out there, and later that night we watched, all day long. And right when the sun was starting to go down, I stepped outside and I was calm and I was quiet, trying to be mindful and have open eyes and ears and senses, and I realized there was a mommy bird that was right up in the tree watching. She had come back to take care of the baby bird, and we were all so excited. So my recommendation is, the point of my story is, sometimes when you have an emergency happen, you kind of react and you don't think things through carefully. And especially with nature, realize that if I had been a little more mindful and looked around and thought more clearly, instead of thinking this little bird needs us to save it, well, no, actually he was doing okay, and that the mama bird's going to come and take care of him. And it was really nice to be able to slow myself down later that night and go outside and notice there was the mom bird. And I even have a picture, and I'll share that too, of, I think it had to have been a daddy bird that came. So this bird was very much loved, and the mommy and daddy were very close by. And yes, he was stunned and he was flopping around, but that was all part of life. And when you slow yourself down and realize it is part of life and you need to let nature be, everything will work out. So to wrap it up, consider using the wild animals around your house. Birds are a wonderful example. Take time to observe them, maybe join in their day a little bit, and you'll learn more about the birdies and then have a better sense of calm and relaxed way to start your day. Till next time, thanks for tuning in. Bye.